Welcome everybody. Wow, wow, wow. I did not expect to go live, Denise. I was planning with 40. We had a video already planned in the morning. I've got him messaging us. I've got Joe, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? I'm in a non-league game, watching writing, Drew nil, boring. And then news is breaking everywhere, and it seems to happen every time I'm ever in an under 21 game or a non-league game. We've had two signings whilst I've been at an under 21s game, and now we've had the Isak carry on. We are live on YouTube, we are live on Twitch. So many channels are talking about it. So much is happening on social media. It is everywhere. It's the biggest story without a shadow of a doubt this summer so far. Before we get into that, Forward, how are you?
I'm all right, mate. I was driving home from an event, and like I said, me and you were chatting, and we were talking about doing this tomorrow, but we thought to ourselves, this is too hot not to talk about tonight. Like everyone's talking about it. Us as diehard Newcastle fans have to talk about it. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Shout out to Chris Steele. Yes, I do have hair, but we have to talk about Alexander Isak because this guy is just, God, I didn't think it would come to this. I really didn't think it would come to this, but he's just taken over our summer, and albeit a decent summer, albeit with the other transfer brought in. But yeah, we need to digest this statement because this is a joke, an absolute joke. Yeah, Owen is a joke.
Yeah, we've got you in the live chat as well. Do keep your comments in. Smash that like about it. 40 has hair, yes. Eveningly, I think it's best for everyone. We'll let him go. The badge on the front is more important. I totally agree than the name and the number on the back as well. So yeah, Owen. Remember Owen Little Shepherd?
Oh yeah, big up
Yeah,
Owen. Yeah,
he's in the live chat as well. We had to do this evening, Frankie, as well to you, evening and 40. But yeah, we are going to come back to your live chat every so often. We'll have a look at the statement as well in a second. But initially, I was like shocked. What's your thoughts on the meaning of promises were broken, or broken promises rather?
look, I get it to a certain extent. I've been trying to play devil's advocate for the longest time now with this whole Isak situation, and obviously now he's come up with this statement. He's talked about promises were broken and all the rest of it. Now, look, even if promises were broken, you still have to be a professional. You're still getting paid by this club, albeit you're not getting the 300k that you ever so desire, but you're still getting paid by this club. This is the same club that you've won a Carabao Cup with. You've beaten your potential new employers to by scoring the winning goal, but yet you're so determined to to get rid of us for them. And I'm like, we're paying you still. It's not like you're here on a voluntary basis. It's not like we're holding you ransom and holding you hostage. Sorry, should I say? Like we are paying you to be here. You've not been on pre-season. You've ruined our pre-season basically by making it all about you. You've then flipping ruined the first game of the season because if we had a striker of Alexander exact quality, we would have won that game.
Great.
Now you've just come out with this statement where also where's the thank you to the fans, by the way? Unless I've missed it in this statement. Where's the thank you to the fans, the ones that that are paying their hard-earned money to see you, whether it be in Asia, whether it be over here in the UK. Where's the thank you to the fans? You want to thank your team, that's great, PFA Awards and the rest of it now, but the fans that have been supporting you, designing tifos for you, singing their heart out for you and all the rest of it now. Where the thank you to the fans? Like
Yeah.
it's just so selfish, in my opinion.
I will break it down on that as well, because it's development. I haven't even read the full statement in full. I was literally, as I say, non-league game, phone's going wild. I think, why is my phone going wild? You know, when your phone's warm,
Yeah,
because I don't film on my phone for vlogs or anything. It's like,
yeah.
why is my phone so warm? And I thought I put a hotspot on or something, but yeah, everyone's messaging and you've seen it, and all this sort of stuff. And I haven't even read it in full, so I do want to bring it up. And remember, we'll come to your live chat as well. So this, and I think the first person that put it out was Mark Douglas. So if any of us haven't seen it, I'll read it out to you in full for you, and feel free to butt in 40 if you want to pause at any stage as well. So all about the night. The reason why he's paused is because he's been recognised by. I'll read out here. I'm proud to be recognised by my fellow professionals with a place in the PFA Premier League Team of the Season for 24-25. Does he deserve to be up front in that team? 40. Had a good season. I haven't seen the team. I don't know who's playing up. Is it Salah or is it a 4-3-3 or a? I don't know. Yeah, let's do it. Next one. First and foremost, I want to thank my teammates and everyone at Newcastle United who has supported me along the way. We'll just pause there because you brought the fans up just a moment ago. There's no mention of fans at all. You mentioned obviously Alexander the Great, the Tifo, the war flags as well. The countless number of times people have wanted his autograph, and yeah, it's nice that he stopped. Don't get me wrong, throughout the years, but the fans are effectively he's not the one who pays the wages anymore, but it's a portion of it. But the fans are the number one thing at a football club, surely.
Yeah, it's just simple. Just even if you wanted to try and appease us in some sort of way, even though it's
You
pretty
could have said
ridiculous.
thank you to the Newcastle fans, like
Yeah,
because you would have seen what happened at Villa,
yeah,
chanting his name as we're walking out, deliberately whilst Anthony Gordon is being filmed on TNT Sport. That's deliberate by some of the pocket of fans in front of us singing. Well, we know what he sings, greedy so and so.
yeah,
That could have been a great opportunity just to don't bite back at it, but maybe just say, "No, I love the fans." To try and yes, he may get a little slight backlash, but at least he's saying something positive about the Toon fans.
yeah, exactly. Like end of the day, now the fans are going to be here regardless of who's going to be in this team or not. So no acknowledgement to the fans. And again, it's just like to come out with this statement. I think someone said it in the chat. It's like a 14-year-old girl who's throwing a little hissy fit. Oh no, you know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah, Ches said that. Yeah,
Yeah, you've been here 3 years now. You signed a contract. You signed a 6-year contract. You're only 3 years in. No one forced you to sign that contract, even if you had this quote unquote gentleman's agreement or whatever. So what? It's been broken, but still have to play. There's still ways to get around it. So many examples of it. Look at Anthony Gordon. This time last year, Anthony Gordon was linked to Liverpool, its hometown club. Yeah, and again, he didn't kick up a fuss. He still played the season, won a trophy with us. He didn't do what they did. Like, who are you? You're not bigger than this club. End of the day now, when we brought you in, you had 6 goals to your name in the previous season. 6 goals. Yeah. Your whole the teammates, the coaches, and everyone contributed to where you are now. So show some respect to them because at the moment you're playing like it's just Isak FC. We're not Isak FC. We're Newcastle United FC. Do you know what I mean?
yeah. I want to ask you,
That's
Russell. So I want to play because you played devil's advocate with me before. I'm going to do it back to you now. Someone, I think it was Russell in the live chat, said there. I think he's basically asking the difference between that and Johan Wissa.
look. There's not much of a difference. The only difference is that apparently there was a fee agreed, whereas we've not agreed a fee. Do you know what I mean? There was a fee agreed to get rid of Vissa or to sell Vissa, should I
A
say?
promise, yeah. If a big club comes in, yeah.
Yeah. And again, that promise has been broken. And now they're quoting £60 million, whereas we only want to pay what 35, 40 max. And that's about fair for a 29-year-old who's in his last year of his contract. Whereas Isak, I don't know what promises were made. Apparently it's promises of a bigger contract, but in terms of transfer fees, we've stated 150. Now they've come in 110. That's a piss take in itself. 110, considering he's the best striker in the league, best striker in Europe, and probably best striker in the world. Now, if you look at all the transfers that have been over the 100 mark, and bearing in mind he's a striker that scores goals, which is the hardest position to recruit for. Verts, who's gone to your potential club, is gone for like 120, and Verts come from the Bundesliga to the Premier League, whereas Isak is Premier League proven already. Coutinho, he went for like a 140, didn't he? Something along those lines.
Dembele,
Dembele, Declan Rice went for like 110. Caicedo went for like 110, 120. So you're telling me
Neymar.
Neymar, exactly. So you're telling me Isak, the best striker in the league, goal scorer, is going to go for less than these guys. Make it make sense, guys. And if Liverpool is serious, they would have put down the money. If they don't want to meet 150, which I still agree, still think the fee should be 150, 130. You know, they know how to negotiate. 130. Meet us somewhere in the middle. 110 is a piss take.
I want to. just before we move on from that Vissa thing as well, Vissa was actually training. He was brought back in to train with Brentford's first team.
Mhm.
He didn't say, "I'm not training with you." Whereas on the other side, it looks like because it looks like it's Isak from what we gather. But Vissa was then asked to train separately
Yeah,
away for the players that weren't wanted by Brentford, and he was asked to train separately because they're no longer needed. So it's a bit different where a player is effectively training on his own. He wants nothing to do with his teammates. Vissa was happy to be in that environment and train with the first team. He was asked to train alone. There's a bit of a difference
yeah.
in that.
Whereas he's not trained with us. Sorry to cut you, Lee. He's not trained with us. He's made up a fake injury, and he's taken himself off to Spain, and then
which Eddie Howe didn't even know, by the way,
and
because
then
he
he
admitted
had
it.
no. He had to find out via the press, and then he's
Imagine finding
saying
that
he's not
one.
playing at all.
Imagine finding that out. You sat there. I think it was South Korea. I think it was in the presser, and I remember seeing it back. And I think it's one of the British journals. There's only three of them over there: Ryder, Waff, and Hope.
Mm.
And one of them tells him, and then he turns around and says, "I'm only finding out because of the media, because of you guys that he's in Spain." I'm like,
Crazy.
it's like,
Imagine one of your employees, one of your star striker, one of your employees is like, "Oh, I'm just not turning up today. I'm all the way in Spain. I'm not even letting you know. I'm not
it's
turning
gross
up."
misconduct, isn't it? On an everyday
You know
everyday
what I
job.
mean?
If you turn around and say, "Nah, I'm not gonna," and obviously we're self-employed, both of us now. But imagine if one of your, I don't know, your video editors says to you, "Nah, I'm not doing Roots TV
I'm
today.
not
I'm
doing it,
off.
mate.
I'm off to Spain for a week." Try.
Yeah,
It's like, see you
and I
later.
still expect to be paid as well. Like, as well. Boy, he is a rat. What people have been saying, he is a rat. And again,
It's. Do you know what it is? I don't. It'll be interesting to see what you say on this, because I said this last week, the back end last week. Now, players can tarnish their reputation, which you will do. This is worse than Michael Owen for me by quite a
yeah,
considerable distance. Michael Owen feigned didn't want to play in case he got an injury in that last game against Aston Villa, and he was hated for years and still is.
yeah,
This is totally different because he's just flat out refusing to actually be involved at
yeah.
all
I
in the
think,
squad.
look, I don't like to kind of hand out that legendary status too quickly anyway. He's only been here 3 years, won something in his third year, great. But
We're both love third now, no way.
we love Ferdinand, but again, Ferdinand's the dog and the player. But Ferdinand, look, Ferdinand has a better place in the heart because even when I spoke to him before, he said he didn't want to leave Newcastle anyway. So there's another thing as well. He wanted to stay at Newcastle. We offloaded him to Tottenham. Anyway,
Aye.
getting back to Isak, the legendary status is gone. It's done. Like you'll be remembered in the team just on paper. That's it. But to
It's
do this, it's just ruined it. And I don't understand why Liverpool fans are so adamant that they want a player like this. Because even with the Vista situation, I'm not really over the moon with him doing that. I know he wants to join us, but at the same time, I'm like, what, we're going to just swap one guy who's throwing attention for another one? Like, I want players that I like what Eddie's done with the club in terms of having players that are not going to disrupt the program. Remember when we had that era when we had like the Joey Bartons and they had
even in the Bruce. There was
yeah,
there
and they
there
had
was
that
a
little click
stitch.
of like, oh, we're going to do it our way. And then this other click is going to try and listen to the manager's instructions. But Eddie Howe sorted it all out. He's got players that want to play for him, run for a brick wall for him, all of them football euphemisms and all the rest of it now. But then we're going to bring in Vissa for Isak, who just does the same thing anyway. Like, I'm not even. Look, I know we need a striker, but at the same time, I don't want to have disruption at my club. I like harmony. I like being under the radar. It just feels like a non-stop EastEnders episode, for one of a better word. So
Let's go back to the statement because we did say that that will break it down as well. So I'm not at the ceremony tonight with everything going on. It didn't feel right to be there. So I'll probably agree with that because I think if he turns up, it makes it worse. Yeah. Uh, Now, the next one's very, very interesting. The next few paragraphs. I've kept quiet for a long time while others have spoken. That silence has allowed people to push their own version of events, even though they know it doesn't reflect what was really said and agreed behind closed doors. So, who are others? Who do you? not, not the media. Or,
You
and
got
I think Eddie Howe, because I think Eddie Howe's handling it really, really well.
no. Listen, Eddie Howe's handled it hands down phenomenally.
Doesn't
Again,
give anything away. He'll says no, we'll handle it. We're not going to. And he'll, if he gets pushed and pushed, he
yeah,
turns down and says, "He'll say, I'm not going to go into that.
yeah.
That's going to be discussed privately."
Nah, definitely. He's handled it like such a gentleman. Because again, if it's any other manager, if it was an I don't know Allardyce or Souness like we had back in the day, they're calling him out. If it's getting to this stage, like they're old school. Like you turn up when we say you're still our employee, and they have a right to do that. But Eddie Howe has handled it phenomenally. But going back to that statement, I think that's a slight little dig at Eddie, but also more dig at the media. Like you said, like the Craig Hopes, Keith Downies, whoever's been on this.
Getting the exclusives, the leaks.
Yeah, exactly that. But again, look, this is all we can work off until we actually hear from you, Alexander. This is what we can do because they're getting their information from somewhere. So all of these journalists are getting their stuff from somewhere. So boy, now you set the record straight. Now you still look like a dickhead, nonetheless. So
Yeah, do keep your live chat coming. You'll see them. They are coming through pretty quick. It's difficult to keep up with some of them, so bear with us as well. Liverpool. I don't know if you've seen, if you've been on X/Twitter today. Javier Mascherano went on strike. I don't know if you've seen this. John Aldridge was talking about it when Mascherano didn't want to play for Liverpool. So there was a few retweets going around today about Mascherano's behaviour at Liverpool.
listen, all players have done it. I think the only thing that's as bad as this that comes off the top of my head is Odin Wingy. Remember when Odin Wingy went on strike and Pippin
The
tried to get a
window,
move? Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. That's how it feels. It feels like Odin Wingy that
round
vibe.
the corner from you, you could have said hello.
But that's what it reminds you of. Like you might have other players that have gone on strike but have kind of kept it behind closed doors and the rest of it now. But this is just embarrassing to the club, embarrassing to his teammates. Look at you seen the message that Bruno's come out with. He posted basically just like him in his Newcastle shirt, proud as punch, just showing how proud he is to be captain of our club.
Hmm.
That's how proud he is to be captain of our
I
club.
want to ask you
Model
something.
professional.
That was going to come later. So you've seen some of the interviews of TNT, Anthony Gordon,
Oh, they hate him.
Dan, Dan,
I'm not
Dan,
gonna say they
Dan
hate him.
Dan Burn as well. All both of them being interviewed straight after the game, and probably in the heat of the moment, because you can quite easily say something in the heat of the moment. You've done that. I've done that down the years,
Mhm.
and it's like they've been very, very clever in the wording of
Nah,
referencing.
you can read in between the lines with these
Yes, you
guys.
can.
Come on,
They're
you can
referencing
read in between the
someone.
lines. They're not happy.
They're referencing someone third party. We all know who that third party person is. Speaking
Yeah.
of third party, like Ibrahimovic does, ironically a Swede. So they are basically, and Eddie Howe did say as well that the squad was obviously affected.
Hmm.
And you mentioned it right at the top of the live there that the whole preseason has been about him.
Yep.
Him, he's not playing. Newcastle haven't scored. We need a striker. We need a striker. It's all been around him. And do you see him at Liverpool come September the 1st?
After this, now, yes, I thought we could actually have held on to maybe January, and he would have to play regardless because we would have just kept slapping him with fines. But I think after this, now, I think he's got to go. Honestly believe he has to go because you don't want that surrounding the club every single time we miss an open goal, we miss a chance, we miss an opportunity. Oh, Isak would have tapped it in. Isak would have scored that. Oh, I wonder if Isak was in that position, he would have. Do you know what I mean? We can't have that all the time, even if he's not going to play up until whenever. Like we need to get rid of him now. And look. I still want us to be stubborn to a certain extent, but we need to get rid of him in this video now. If we can meet somewhere in the middle of 130 and do add-ons up into 150, cool. I'll take a 10 million hit.
Happy to drop it. I just want to quickly read this chat out because a super chat came in. So thank you very much, Channel Right. If I've said that right, £2 donation. Thank you. The statement is so vague. Harmony is paramount.
Mm.
That's a beautiful last few words. That harmony is paramount.
And
So
that's it.
yeah,
I'd rather take the 10 million hit to keep the harmony of the squad and get that togetherness back rather than having this bad egg around our neck for what nice next 5 6 months and all the rest of it now. Like sell him after Liverpool came because I don't want to see him in a Liverpool shirt at St James's Park this season. Do you know what I mean? So
Everyone, sorry, but in forward, everyone's mentioning something about Craig Hope is breaking at the minute. So what we'll do is, whilst we are live with you, we'll come back to this statement. This is the beauty about share screen facilities. Exclusive. Newcastle now have no intention of allowing Alexander Isak to leave in the light of bombshell statement. Club have pursued alternatives and wouldn't have explored a sale at Liverpool. But message from the top tonight is clear. He'll be told he is staying.
play. I like that. Well done.
So we'll say it's in the flip side. It's September 1st. What happens
He's gonna have to rot in the reserves, mate.
for 4 months?
He's gonna have to rot in the reserves.
Because does it
Because
come to the club?
imagine this come next year when Bruno thinks he wants to leave or whatever like that, or Tonali wants to go back home. He doesn't fancy the pasta over here, and he wants to do the same thing.
Well, he's staying because his girlfriend's pregnant.
He might say, "Oh, the hospital beds in Italy are better." Like, no, get it down to the RVI, lad.
Get on
That was my poor Geordie accent, by the way. But again, like, if he starts saying, "Oh, I saw Alexander do it the same way, I'm just going to copy his model," no. The way what we're doing this, I respect it. No, I would have done it a different way, but you know what? As long as we're not going to get mugged off, because this guy he cannot get his own way. Because I was promised something. I was promised 300 grand, but I'm only getting 140 grand. So what?
do
So
you, do
what?
you do you think because he's got 3 years left that the club have got the power to do that? Because if it was 2 year or 1 year, you're looking at his value starts to drop, doesn't it?
Yeah,
So
mate.
I think obviously him signing that 6 year deal a few years back, and it's like, we've got you on a long term contract. You can't
he-
dictate, and it's about time that club has power because we're seeing it down the years. The player always seems to win.
No, but here's the beauty about it. Like we said, we signed into a 6 year deal. Nobody held a gun to his head. No one said, we're going to force this 140 grand into your wallet every single week for the next 6 years. No one did that. You signed it willingly because nobody at the time was coming in for you at Real Sociedad. Remember, you had only scored 6 goals. I think I scored more down at my local power league. Do you know what I mean? You scored 6 goals and
On camera.
nobody, yeah, and nobody wanted you at that time. We took a punt on you. We coached you along with your teammates. The same teammates that you saluted in the statement. Those teammates helped you get those goals. You didn't score them 29 odd goals by yourself. You was assisted by the likes of Bruno, by the likes of Trippier, maybe even on the likes of Almiron, assisted by all of those players. So everyone collectively helped you get to this stage now. So show them some respect by at least doing it the proper way and flipping riding with us until someone puts in a significant offer. Or, like I think someone said it in the chat, put in a transfer request. But the only reason behind he doesn't want to put a transfer request is because he might lose some of his loyalty bonuses, he
Yeah.
might lose some of his money. So again, which one is it? You either want to leave, you want to stay. Which one is it? Because you can't have your cake and eat it too, man.
Hamilton, he means the last season with Isak, and we appreciate he scored 45 goals in total.
In total, yeah, but the six in a
Yeah.
season is terrible. Like,
Yeah, his last campaign wasn't the greatest. Newcastle obviously got him on a knockdown fee. The club have seen their potential with many other players that we've signed as well. Um, a lot of comments coming in. Drop us some love in the comments as well. Drop us a like as we haven't even got through halfway through the statement as of yet. Lewis is saying at the moment I'll take 120. Nah, Lewis, I disagree. We've got
keep
the power.
going.
Keep going. Keep
Lewis, don't
yeah.
sell ourselves short. No, 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 no. See, again, look, if we do that, we're setting that precedent of like, oh, we could just sell anyone for like, imagine when Tonali eventually wants to leave us and he's worth at least 80 to 90 and we sell it for 45 because he doesn't like warm pasta. Do you know what I mean? Or something like that. No, we're not doing that. I mean, look, 150 is a fair amount for a goal scoring striker. Like I said before, when we got him 3 years ago, he scored 6 in his last season at Real Sociedad.
Yeah.
Last season, he scored 29, is it? 29 or 30,
In
something
total,
in
yeah.
total, something like that in his last season. Like, that's crazy numbers for a team that didn't win the league for a striker. So again, why should we sell him for less than what Liverpool paid for Florian Wirtz? Less than what Caicedo signed to Chelsea for? Declan Rice. Jack Grealish went for 100 mil, so you're telling me what? That's only worth 10 million more? Come on, Jack Grealish is at Everton now.
The only striker who would cost more than Isak at the minute is probably Haaland with his inflation, and he's on a big fat contract anyway. So there's only two in the Premier League out and out strikers who you would say Salah's not an out and out striker. And I've said this many times across the summer. There isn't many across the whole of world of football. Two of them are getting on. Lewandowski and Harry Kane, they're getting on. Ronaldo, but obviously he's not finished, but you know what I mean. He's on the decline and he's 39 or 40 now. And realistically, the next 5 to 10 years, it's those two players. So no doubt, if we hang on then, because that's what you're saying, it's if he goes into the under 21s, would he even refuse that? Because is that a breach of contract that you're not working?
We can just keep throwing in the fines because again, if this guy's so money hungry,
we're saving money.
listen, we got to save money somehow. But look, if he's gonna keep doing this, surely we can just keep hitting him with fines. He loves money so much. Like I said, he's not putting a formal transfer request in, and the only reason for that being is because he'll lose a lot of his bonuses. So if you put him in the reserves, play some reserve football, you can still get your 140 a week playing against, I don't know, Sunderland under 21s or whatever, Everton.
Chelsea this Friday, you can see that on NFTV.
There you go, cheeky little plug there. But you can play against the under 21s there. Let's see how much you're going to be worth then. Because again, we've got dough now, we've got money. And again, if we really want to be stubborn and really want to set a precedent for this, we'll stick him there, let people forget about him. Let's not mention the I words. Let's not mention the A word. Let's not mention anything around anything Swedish, and then just leave him there to rot.
Do you think? I know Craig Hope's got it indirectly. What he says is that the club is saying that he's not for sale, regardless of what Isak says. Then he's. Do we expect an official word from them in the next 24 hours?
From the club or from PFA?
Because the longer they stay quiet now, the more that it looks a bit.
No, the club needs to say something. I'll be expecting the head of media tonight is typing something up, ready to go out 9 o'clock in the morning because they need to respond back to this quick. It can't be oh, we didn't see it. Oh, really? Did he send something? No, we need to respond back to this because the whole world is talking about this now. A world of football, should I say?
They need to shut it down and just say. I think if they do come out, I don't think they'll say, "Oh, well, this is not true and this is not true." They'll just say, "We understand."
We won't get into the little back and forth, man. We won't do that.
Yeah.
We can't be stooping to Alexander, the crybabies level. Do you know what I mean? We've got to say, look, this is where we stand in terms of Alexander. We'll still say, "Oh, we want him to play for a club," which, you know, a small part of me still wants him to play for a club because he's a quality player. Like I'm not cutting my
mine's gone.
No, I know, but a small part. But again, I'm not going to cut off my nose to spite my face, that sort of saying. But a small part, let's say like 5%, if that. But they'll say that, but at the same time, we'll still stand our ground in terms of Alexander is a player that's. I could probably be right. He's a valued player at our club. Still got 3 years remaining on his contract. If Liverpool want to sign him, the fee is 150 million, and you can even state the reasons why in comparisons to other players. That's it. We just got to be as business savvy and just keep it as a business relationship, not getting this whole sentimental value because he helped us score the winning goal for our first trophy in 70 years. No, just keep it as that. He's a valuable asset at £150 million. One of the top goal scorers in the Premier League. If Liverpool, who are the current league leaders, want to sign him for their club, this is the going market rate for him. The ends. There you go. You have till the 2nd of September, is it? or first, whatever.
First, I think it should.
You have until the 1st September to make it happen. There you go. And so far, he's not putting any transfer request in. There you go. Over to you, Alexander. The ball's in your court. That's it. Just keep it like that, short and sweet. That's what I'll do.
Yeah, we'll come back to a couple of other stuff as well. So we'll just finish off getting through this statement. So we've got up to the bit where I've just kept quiet for a long time, etc., etc. So the reality is that promises were made, and the club has known my position for a long time. To now act as if these issues are only emerging is misleading. So this bit for me is pointing the finger at the club now. What
Something along those lines. So something's happened between March and now August. Yes, it's not been years. "Oh, I've been living in the hellhole. I've been living in Gosforth or Darras Hall for the longest time and I hate it." No, between March, when you liked being here, when you won trophies and you're still getting paid, up until August, something's happened. So it's not been that long, Alexander. All right, relax yourself.
So, because we were talking on WhatsApp earlier about Paul Mitchell, if you remember, and we were going to
Can
talk
I
about.
just say something, mate? When you share the screen, no one can hear. That's what the chat is saying.
Ah, right, okay. I'll try and fix that in a moment. Then, I was basically just reading out the next part of the Isak bit where he's pointing the finger, saying that the club are knowing his position for a while, and it's not just something that's just recently emerged. That's what the next statement was saying. Um, so
Oh, you must have missed my rant then. Oh, I had a sick rant as well.
Well, we were going to talk about Paul Mitchell, weren't we, in the morning? Because we were planning to go live in the morning.
Yeah.
Not regarding this, but is that because there is some speculation going around that is that due to him last summer when Mitchell came in? He had 4 years, and Paul Mitchell's turned around and said he doesn't need a new contract. He's got 4 years. He's not having a pay rise.
Well, I think it's a bit of both. I think it's Amanda Stavely when she was there saying, I look, this is me reading between lines, obviously I'm not in part of the club, but apparently Amanda Stavely said, yes, you can have X amount a week, 300k, whatever. Um, oh yeah, I'm just seeing what Ashcroft said. Yeah, Amanda Stavely said 300k, yes, Alexander, cool. And then Paul Mitchell said, no, we're not giving you that. So I don't know. I don't know. But even still, if that is the case, Alexander, you're still getting paid by this club. Yeah? It's not like we've stopped payment. Still play. Still play for the club. It makes no sense. I get it. You're mad that you're not getting 300k, you're not getting 200k, but which one is it now? Because if we offered you something close to 300k, would you stay at the club or is it you just want to go to Liverpool now?
Is he really just? Is it just money?
I
Is it?
don't know. This is what I'm saying. I don't understand it because if it's just money, we've got money. So we can offer you something close to that and it'll make you the highest player at the club, which you're probably close to now, if not you are. But if you want to go to Liverpool, this is not the way to go about it. We're not no pushovers anymore. We might have been the club that, we are the stepping stone.
Yeah,
We're not that club anymore, Alexander. I think someone missold you when you signed to us that we were once upon a time a stepping stone club. Back when, I don't know, we had Johan Kabay. And Johan Kabay used us to go to wherever he went to. I don't really care after, people leave us. I don't really care about their careers. You know,
to
those
be a squad player at PSG and hard to play.
we don't care. Yeah, exactly, exactly. We don't care about those players no more. We want players that want to play for us full time, give the heart, soul, everything, even if they're not from the local area. And those are the sort of players that we want. We want players that love our club. Look at the likes of Bruno, loves our club. Look at the likes of Flipping Trippier,
Joel,
loves our club. Loves our women as well, by the looks of it. Do you know what I mean? Look at Joe Linton, like another one. Like these lot
happy
love
going.
our club. So we want those sort of players. We don't want mercenaries at our club, man.
Got a lot of Liverpool. I'll say that loosely. Liverpool fans in the chat there. Obviously, Liverpool have had it done to them down the years. We're old enough to remember Steve McManaman. Some of these Liverpool fans probably don't even know who he is. So we remember Steve McManaman going to Real Madrid. Michael Owen obviously was sold on the cheap to go there. Trent Alexander-Arnold, they got, what, 10 million to play in the Club World Cup to get him. And so could this be a cycle and say he goes to Liverpool in 2 year time, exactly the same thing happens?
I can see it. And again, those Liverpool fans that are laughing their heads off now, it will happen to you just like it swings and roundabouts. I mean, look, we've already got our dose of karma straight away with Vissa. Like I said, I don't really like the way he's going on. We're going to get rid of Isak to replace him with Vissa. They're doing like for like. So for me, it's the same thing. But Liverpool, you're not too big for it not to happen to you. Do you know what I mean? Whether it be Salah, whether it be Isak when he eventually signs for you, it could be Verts maybe, it could be whoever. You had your little issues with Trent, remember? Not too long ago when you were burning shirts and telling me, saying he was a snake for not signing the contract. Don't get too on your high horse too much because the same thing will happen to you guys.
Well, I think the reason why you couldn't hear 40 before, because I took them off the live share screen, so that was my fault.
Uh-huh.
So you should be able to hear them nice and clear now. Say something, 40.
Hello, hello, hello. Isak's a snake.
Yeah, let us know that you heard this. So that paragraph that we've just read out, that one there is the big one. I'll just read it out to anyone who might not have heard it before. The reality is that promises were made, and the club have known my position for a long time. To now act that these issues are only emergent is misleading. So, yeah, massive that, isn't it?
Yeah. I
Uh,
just
the next one then. When promises are broken and trust is lost, the relationship can't continue. That's where things are right for me now.
mm,
And why change is the best interests of everyone, not just myself. Alexander Isak.
bro. Alexander, we don't listen to you, mate. He seems to think that he's the owner of our club, man. Just because you want to get out of here, it doesn't work just like that. We've invested heavily into you, heavily. Not just the wages, but the time, the effort in terms of scouting you, in terms of coaching you, in terms of getting you the best nutritionists, physios, you name it. Do you know what I mean? Profile. Because again, I didn't see Liverpool chasing after you 3 years ago when you was at Real Sociedad. I didn't see any of these Premier League clubs chasing after you when you was at Real Sociedad. We did. We put in a graft and we deserve to get what we get. Now, if you want to play for our club, which is pretty much a non-existent thing, cool. But don't go about it trying to shit on us when we took a punt on you. It's not just Alexander Isak FC. When we signed you and when we brought you into our club, we built a whole team around you. We made you the star striker. We had Callum Wilson at the time, an aging Callum Wilson. We brought you in, you competed, and then you became the guy. We built a team around you. Even this season, the team was built around you because we brought in one of your international teammates in Elanga. We've brought in a fantastic midfield, probably the best midfield in the Premier League. Maybe I'm biased. But again, we built a team around you. Now, this guy wants to ruin it. No, sorry, I can't have it.
Yeah, it's mad and how the story broke, and we've got obviously a lot of Liverpool fans now in the chat as well, and it's like saying we're the ones that are laughable. Um, it's look, he's the club have the, and it's great that the club, and yes, someone put in the chat just before, we have shared the Craig Hope's story that he's got a reaction from the club and saying that he's not for sale. That's not directly. Must stress we've not heard from the club directly. That probably happened tomorrow at some point because the
Yeah.
longer they stay quiet, it worse it gets for me. And I also think that if the longer the club stay quiet, there might be a little bit of truth element inside of that statement. So they need to come out and say, look, squash it. And they can't throw Eddie to the Wolves on Friday in his press conference because that's all he's going to get. And I feel from 40 a little bit because I don't know if you've watched the pressers and even the TV interviews. It's a question about, obviously we had the Villa game, we've had the pre-season friendlies and what have you.
Hmm.
A little bit, they'll probably get, 5 questions and spread that at 5 minutes. Probably two are about the game, and then there's like they try and get as much as possible out of Isak, especially the press conferences. It just draining, and I feel from me like.
Yeah, I just want to. Should we read out that question from Ashcroft 316? Because I think it's a good question. I think
Pull it
he's
back.
a Liverpool fan because I've seen a few questions in from him.
There you go. Read out then.
So, question is: would you rather keep him unhappy and fine him every week for not playing and maintain your principles, or sell and maximize money and reinvest? Now, I'll go on this one first. I would obviously rather sell him and get him out of the club altogether. But if Liverpool aren't willing to meet anywhere near our valuation, then we got to keep him. It's simple as that. Like I said at the top, and for anyone coming in now, I still believe he's worth 150 or very close to that because he's the best striker in the league, best striker in Europe, best striker probably in the world. I'm just going up there, and that's just not wearing my black and white tinted goggles or whatever you want to call them. The stats prove it for himself. Now, he's worth more than most of those players that are in that 100 million bracket, your Rices, Caicedos, Coutinho, you guys know who went for 140. Come on, guys. Like, for a goal scorer is the hardest striker, hardest position, sorry, to fill. Do you know what I mean? So why would he go for 110? Like, come on, meet us somewhere in the middle. Be realistic, guys. Like, you want a top striker. You signed Verts for 120, and he's not even proven in the Premier League. So,
He'll
yeah,
come good to it. I know what you're trying to say.
you know what I mean? So I'd rather sell him. I get what you're saying, Ashcroft. I'd rather sell him and reinvest, of course. But if you guys are the only team that's interested and you're only going to offer us 110 for us, that's not really a lot because we're then going to have to try and replace him with a like for like striker that's going to be at least 80 to 90 million. And it's not that available because you've seen our transfer window. Everyone's seen our transfer window. In terms of strikers, it's been appalling. And all the strikers that we wanted to go for, they've all gone. Sesko, Man United, Pedro, Chelsea, Delap, Chelsea, Ekatike to you guys. So we're wearing very thin on these strikers. So we're not going to just do ourselves a disservice in terms of not getting the money we want and not getting a replacement we want just to make Liverpool even stronger. It makes no sense. Sorry.
Are you surprised? Because I am. Are you surprised that no other clubs have came in, even if they try and just get him on loan? Because
Nah, not really,
like
because
Barcelona or Real Madrid or
nah, not really, because
German clubs or whatever.
once you've set your intentions out of I only want to go to Liverpool, it's kind of worthless for other teams to come in. Because if he said to himself, "I want to leave for a European playing club," then cool. Real Madrid might come knocking, Barcelona might come knocking, whoever. But if you say to everyone, pretty much make it known, I only want to go to Liverpool and Liverpool only, it kind of eliminates.
Surely you wouldn't, because then if I don't know,
Look,
3 days,
he
three
might he might come out with his statement when he eventually joins Liverpool and says, "Oh, I grew up with Ian Rush posters on my wall
like
and
Mitrovic said, remember that?
yeah, and all the rest of
Mitrovic
it."
was
You know
like,
what I mean,
no,
so that might be his reason for doing it. I don't know, but because he's pretty much nailed his iron to the post or whatever the saying is, like I want to be a Liverpool legend or whatever. He's not basically said it, but he basically wants to join Liverpool. It kind of rules out everyone else, so that doesn't surprise me. But what's your take on that question anyway?
what of Isak on loan?
No, for what Ashcroft said, would you rather?
I think the club have the power with 3 years. I do. I do. For me, I think it's the case of if it was 2 years, I'm a bit nervous about going leading up to January because that's 18 months.
Mm,
I think you could potentially let him rot for 4 months because then it's the player who worries, not the club. Because if
yeah.
he's goes past September the 1st, he has to, under contract, wait another 4 months to potentially get a loan or a permanent deal out in January. Look, how many massive deals go through in January? Like we're talking, we want 150. That doesn't. It's not going to happen mid-January, so it might have to be a loan to buy or something like that. And I'm not. That reason why I asked you that question is I was quite surprised that the club doesn't come in the last 2 weeks of the window and try and give us, I don't know, 10, 15 million pound loan for the rest of the season or something, just to get him out and see if he likes it. Because Barcelona can't afford the money up front. Real Madrid probably could. I would have thought structured. Bayern Munich, I don't know where they're with Kane. He's not going to play a second fiddle to Harry Kane because who do you play up front? And there's PSG potentially. I
That's
know.
the only club I could think of. PSG or a Saudi club. Like those are the real realistic clubs who can afford what we're looking for because the loan the loan fee is not going to do us any favors. Like we either want to keep him or sell him. The loan fee would only be what, like you said, 10, 20 million. What's that going to
PFA
do for
helps,
us?
doesn't it?
Do you know what I mean? Like, look, for me, realistically, if we sell in for 130, who can we get in now who can do a job? We need to find someone of note that can do the same job that Isak potentially can do. And who's that available? Like we said, we've been through all the list of names that have gone to different clubs now. Who is there left, Lee? Who is there left?
There isn't many about now, is there, to be honest with you? There's a lad from Atlanta who's moved to the Far East who bagged 24 goals in Serie A. He's went Retegui. Obviously, there's a lot of talk with Ramos and PSG. Scored the other night, didn't he? Second choice. I think it'll have to be the case of we'll have to break our wage structure to get him in. But I think it's a time that Newcastle probably need to start doing that sooner rather than later.
Who would you take out of those names that have been linked? We've been linked with Ramos, we've been linked with Strand Larson, we've been linked with
Agahawa,
yeah, Agahawa. Who else have we been linked with? There's one more, isn't there?
Jackson.
Jackson, and there's another one as well.
Lost Jackson is a no for me because I think he's the type of striker who, on his day, could bang a couple of goals in, but then have 5 stinkers on the belt. That's the type he is. He's a bit like our, no offense, but when Shola played for her, Shola Miobi would have a worldy game. Well, blooming hell, he looks class, and then he'll look absolutely shocking for 4 or 5 games on the spin. So
Watkins is the other one. That's
Ollie Watkins. See, Ollie Watkins is probably the nearest thing because Eddie Howe doesn't like. And I'm going to say that because obviously he signed Chris Wood, but throughout the years being at Bournemouth and Newcastle, he hasn't signed someone who isn't very mobile, bar Chris Wood. Because obviously at Bournemouth he had Wilson to do the movement. He likes that striker. Lawson, yes, he scored a few goals in the struggling side, and as a backup, I don't mind. But out and out, I'm not convinced. Watkins is probably the one in the Premier League, but the problem that you have there is you're not gonna get that money back in realistic terms because he's 29, hitting 30, is he something like that?
Well, it's the same with Vissa. Like I don't want 2 Vissas. I want one Vissa and then one person that I'm not gonna. No, but you know what I'm talking about, right? I don't want to have 2 30-year-olds that we're gonna sign. We're not gonna make any dough on or get like longevity out of it.
This one I don't mind because I think it'll be useful for the next couple of years.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like this will be for now, but I want someone long term, someone in that mid-20s bracket who we can have long term, similar to like how Isak is basically. But
Yeah,
yeah,
Agawa is look. He looks a unit. He's huge, 6'4", 6'5", couple of Spanish caps, and he's brave to choose Spain because he didn't have to. Could have chose quite easy in Nigeria, so he's got a couple of Spanish caps and doing well at Porto, and it's his breakout season. But you're buying potential, and yes,
and he's only had 1 season in Portugal. Like we've seen that before, where Darwin Núñez looks great in Portugal, Gyökeres looks great in Portugal, and look what he had a stinker on the weekend, just gone. So I don't know if that's a good marker for what we want right now. We need someone who's either played in one of the top 3 leagues or played in this league, who knows what they're talking about, or it might be a short-term fix. It really might.
He was linked early in the summer. Scores goals, can do a job out wide as well.
Yeah.
He went out on loan at Juventus, scored a couple in the Club World Cup, didn't he?
I'm seeing some recommendations in the chat. I wonder if any of these might tickle your fancy. Alvarez, I like Alvarez.
Too much these wages, and didn't he sign for Atleti for like 85 million or something mad like that?
Yeah.
Oh, he's on a free.
I'm not. Listen, that's not even a bad shout, you know.
His backup, not your main guy.
Yeah.
I seen a question about earlier. It was from NUFC Truth. I think the laws around Champions League have changed now, so you can play in the group stage and play for another team in the latter stages. I think that's changed now, so you'll not be cup tied. I think that was changed. I think a couple of years ago. Clivert, well, he's not an out striker. Clivert plays behind it, but and again, I like Semenyo as well, but he's just bagged a couple against Liverpool the other night, and
he's not really a striker though, is he?
No.
I like Dale's suggestion about Mateta. I'm surprised he's not been.
Mateta, yeah, he's probably ready for a move. He's done a couple of good years at Palace.
Yeah.
Moise Keane's done well in Serie A, but again, Thuram at Inter speaks the language perfectly well because obviously he's lived in America. So Sola is looking to leave Atletico. Again, he struggled in there for Palace, if I remember rightly. And again, he's not very mobile. I don't think it's anyhow signing, to be honest with you.
Oh, Pedro's that's the one. Pedro de Sorry, I butchered your name, but
Boniface I'm a fan of as well. Girassi, he was at Dortmund.
But remember when he was at? I think was he at Frankfurt before he went to Dortmund? And I thought he was red hot Like he had scored a stupid amount of goals. We should go for someone like that. Guirassy, that sort of raw talent that can still be coached. Like remember when we signed Isak, going back to when we first signed him, it wasn't what he was right now. And this is
Yeah,
what
well, a lot of players were.
we need something that's about the 60 odd million mark. Because look, think about it like this: when we eventually get rid of Isak,
Can I read this chat out before you go into that? Thank you for the donation, Raging Phoenix. Former Arsenal player. I don't know if this is a wind up or not. Mika Bireth, Monaco. Oh, I don't know if it's a wind up or not. I don't know. I don't know if that's a real one or he's trying to get us to say something.
yeah,
That sounds something like else. You know how AFTV down the
yeah,
years.
yeah. I'll let
I'm
you
not.
leave that one out.
Oh yeah, go on. Cody. Thank you for the donation, though. I appreciate that.
God, I lost my train of thought now.
I'm going to say something and I interrupted you. Sorry.
Oh yeah, saying about Isak. So again, look, if we don't get the 150, what if we sell it for 130? Now, essentially, that 130 is going to last us at least 2 or 3 windows because we're going to have to get a striker in for around 60 odd million, for example, and then the other two signings that we need to make eventually is 2 centre halves. So centre half usually is you can start anything off with 30. So let's say 35 million a
Even
piece.
though we're saying Malik Chow and you've got Sven Botman.
But then you got who else is there? Share 30 odd.
Lascelles.
Lascelles 30.
Burn.
Burn 30. So
Kraft.
again,
I think Kraft's 30,
Craft
31
is
now.
30 as well. So we're gonna have to sign 2 centre halves eventually in the next couple of windows. Not immediately right now, but very soon. So that's your 130 gone. So
Yeah,
that's why we need
maybe
130 and counting.
those add-ons, if it gets to the desperation, it depends what those add-ons are. So if it was to be like, as you say, not that I want it because I want 150, but if Newcastle turn around and say, well,
130.
130 plus 20 million add-ons, and that might be for if Liverpool win the Champions League, if Liverpool win the Premier League, if he finishes top scorer, if
It's got to be realistic add-ons though. It can't be just like, oh, if he scores 50 goals in
after
one game.
20 appearances you owe us another
Yeah.
10 million or something like that, or after one season you've got to pay us another or something like that. We'll read some of your chat and I want to have a look what all the other journals have been saying.
Do you want to talk about Lewis Miley quickly as well?
Yeah, I've seen that linked. It's not the first time I've seen that a few days ago for Ipswich Town. Coming from loan, wasn't it? Makes sense to keep him with all the games that we've got because he doesn't need to be registered either for the Champions League with him being so young. So, yeah, I seen that about 3 or 4 days ago, and I think Downey's tweeted it again today. So that's not the first time I've seen it. No, he's real, Lee Bearith. I don't know much about him. Please tell me. I'll have to do some research. And I thought it was one of those Mickey takes. So apologies because I didn't know who he was. I think 40. Google him if he's real. Emmanuel Emega of Strasbourg. Look, we're not going to sign any Strasbourg players because Chelsea will have a say on that with them owning him. He won't leave now. He's staying put. He's tune mad. Antonio Silva from Benfica. He's centre back yet. Highly thought of. So is Diamonde as well, isn't he? Who's in the same league for Sporting. 100 million and Gravison. Well, there's links obviously with Harvey Elliott, but I think we've got too many centre midfielders now. I think we're done there at the moment. Let's have a little look what some of the other journals have been saying.
By the way, he's real. Shout out to whoever said about Mika Beerif. So he wasn't fake.
I might actually look him up then. Whilst we'll hide them, so apologies because that donation. I'll look it up once we finish this up. And Luke Edwards has gone to say Alexander Isak has finally gone public on his desire to leave Newcastle. Last move in this saga is available to him. And then obviously Keith Downey, Isak says he cannot continue at Newcastle United because promises have been broken and trust is lost. That's going to be all the headline tomorrow. It's going to spiral. So you'll see that all over the back pages, all over Sky Sports News and so on. Craig Hope's statements. Luke Edwards, Newcastle have always strenuously denied any promises were made to allow him to leave this summer. This is the last move available to him and force the club to sell. Let's see what happens. I'm anticipating some sort of response.
No, it's not. He's trying to force our hand. It's not the last move. Like
no,
he can come back and say, I've made a mistake or I was ill-advised or, we've negotiated a contract where I get 200k a week instead of 140 and I've got a clause in there. Look, believe it or not, it's still salvageable. I know you might not think it right now and a lot of Geordie Toon fans will be adamant, but it's still salvageable. He's not killed anyone, you know. He's just wanted more money, essentially. So it's still salvageable. At this moment in time, we don't want him because he's taking a piss out of our club, and it's not the right way to go about exiting our club. But it's still salvageable. So all that stuff that Luke's saying, it's not. Do you know what I mean? So
Interesting that he did say it also. He was the first one to say Newcastle continue to assist this evening that he's not for sale. So credit for that. And of course, more about this. Craig Hope, when Isak talks about broken promises, it can only mean that the new contract discussed in the spring of last year, that's what I brought up earlier, didn't I? With the previous co-owners and then denied by Paul Mitchell in the summer of last year. Wow.
should we talk about the Paul Mitchell situation now? A little bit now.
Yeah, I'll just check. Obviously, anyone who's joined us now, Craig Hope and Luke Edwards have said that Newcastle United have said that there's no intention of leaving. He is staying. I'll just see if there's anything else on that. Breaking Newcastle statement in response to Alexander's statement tonight.
There we go. I told
Here
you.
we go, everyone.
I told you
News
we're not
alert.
going to hang about.
Newcastle United statement. We are disappointed. Can't believe this is breaking. We are disappointed to have been alerted to a social media post by Alexander Isak this evening. We are clear in response that Alex remained under contract and that no commitment has ever been made by a club official that Alex can leave Newcastle United this summer. We want to keep our best players, but we also understand players have their own wishes and we listen to their views. As explained to Alex and his representatives, we must always take into consideration what is best for the interests of Newcastle United, the team, and our supporters in all decisions, and we have been clear that the conditions of a sale this summer have not been transpired. We do not foresee those conditions being met. This is a proud football club with proud traditions, and we strive to retain our family feel. Alex remains part of our family and will be welcomed back when he is ready to rejoin his teammates. Wow.
I told you. I told you
Listen,
we'd make a
can I
statement
just
quick.
read out that last sentence there? Alex remains part of the family and will be welcomed back when he is ready to rejoin his teammates. Notice how they put when he is ready.
No, I told you. Look, I said even anyone who's been here for this whole duration, this whole 15 minutes, I said that we would make a statement. I thought it'd be in the morning, but yep, we've hit back, and I'm glad we clapped back. By the way, you might want to read that statement out from Raging Phoenix. Shout out to Raging Phoenix for donating. But I'm glad we've actually hit back straight away. It's when he's ready, because the ball is firmly in his court. We're not budging. We've said that we're not budging. You can either put up or shut up.
I've missed it. Do you want to just type it again, or can you scroll up forward and read it out for me?
Yeah, so Raging Phoenix has donated $4.99. So shout out to Raging Phoenix. He's scored. He's 22. I'm guessing he's going about Mika Bierif. He's 22 goal scoring record, 23 in 47. Sturmgrass 13 in 20. Monaco's thoughts. It says Monaco's thought joins in January. So
I'm just whilst you're having a look at that, I'm just going to see because it's not on the club's that statement. It's not. I will not be giving it. It is on the club's website now.
yeah,
So it's on the club's website. Let me just go back and show you guys that that has happened. So this is now. You can see it yourselves if you just go on.
oh, yeah, I love that, but unrealistic optimist. Let me just read that. That statement was basically patting him on the head and saying, there, little Alex. This is, look, you're not getting your way, Alexander. Relax, Alex. You're going to get your 140. You're going to like it. And if you don't like it, tell Liverpool, right? How about write a little pen pal statement to Liverpool and say, look, if you want to take me away, pay 150. If not, see you next week. You know what I mean? That's it. You can either
So
like it or lump it. That's what we told him to do. And I like it. PIF said, we're not letting you go. Newcastle said, we're not letting you go. So you can do all these little love letters to PFA and whoever will listen. But at the same time, you're contracted to Newcastle United. So learn to be a good little boy and play for us, dickhead. Ah, he's pissing me off, bro. He's pissing me off.
199 Bravo says Newcastle United resolution coming and Isak staying. Wow, it's club versus player now. That's pretty obvious tonight. News
And
breaks as we're
listen,
live.
listen. There's only one player, one person that's going to win, and that's us. Alexander, this whole player power thing ends now. Sorry, mate. You're getting paid to be here, so you're playing. If not, you can rot in the reserves.
What was that player called?
Who?
The
Me,
player.
Mika Birith. So yeah, I'm
Yeah,
glad. Fair
fan.
play, fair play. We've actually got some balls about us, and we put that statement out tonight. Not even waited till tomorrow. I thought it was gonna come tomorrow morning. Shout out to us as a whole club and that motherfucking crew. We
I
stood
think it
up.
had to be. I think it had to come out.
We
Because
had
I was
to.
saying, we were only saying half an hour ago, the longer the left at, it doesn't look good.
Nah, we can't let all these journos talk about us and all these Liverpool fans talk about us and not put out our statement. Look, you're meant to be playing for us and you're going against us, especially when we're going up against Liverpool this week. Like our following game is against Liverpool, the team that you want to join. And you think you can mug us off like that? You didn't thank the fans in your statement. You thanked your teammates, but again, your teammates hate you. They've just not said it directly, but you can tell that they hate you. Do you know what I mean? You're trying to mug us. Yeah, you're not mugging off our club. You're not. You're not bigger than our club. We've had bigger and better players come and play for this club, and you think you can mug us off? No. You've had one good season. Let's be honest. You've had one hot season, and you think you're better than Newcastle United? No, you're not doing that.
Yeah, I'm happy that they put that out, and it's
Good.
look, it's short and sweet, but that's straight at the point. Well, I say short and sweet. It's actually quite. There's 2 or 3 paragraphs in it.
No, I
Um,
think. Can you read it out again? Can we dissect this? I think we need to dissect
yeah,
this.
let me just go at that player before I forget, and then we'll go back to the club's statement
Yeah.
again. So I found the player, and he's a fair play. Some knowledge on you. Look at that. 27 goals last season. That is some going for Mika Bireth. Born in London, believe it or not. There you go. Danish. Look at that. 27 goals across a couple of leagues as well, League 1 and the Bundesliga. So fair play, 27 in total. So
All
not
right,
bad.
Paul. Paul, he's had two good. Right,
Austrian.
I'll let you have that. He's had two good seasons. Okay, two good seasons, but he's not bigger than Newcastle. Sorry, we've had the great Alan Shearer play for us. He wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? We've had Fippin. We've had Demba Bar play for us. We've had Sir Les play for us. We've had Faustina Superior play for us. We've had Johan Gabai, Hassan Ben Arthur. Great players that have played for us. They wouldn't do this to our club. I'm sorry, you're not doing this to my club. And I'm glad PIF and whoever else has put out statements and said, you're not doing this. You're not doing this to our club. Do you know what I mean? His own teammates are pissed off with him, and rightfully so. And now he's just on the island by himself. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
let's read it out here. We are disappointed to have been alerted to a social media post by Alexander Isak this evening. There's a fine coming, isn't it?
Yep. Fine.
We are clear in response that Alex remains under contract and that no commitment has ever been made by a club official that Alex can leave Newcastle United this summer. Does his agent have a bit of part to play in this?
Of course, massive. And again, look, I was even thinking his agent was an easy get out of jail clause if ever he wants to be like, oh, I didn't say all of that as my agent. Look, the agent's there to take the bullets, so to speak. Do you know what I mean? So now he's put out this statement. It's clear as day that you feel like this. So you've put this out on your own social media, signed it off with Alex Isak underneath it or whatever. So it's clear that you've said that. Do you know what I mean?
Wow. Come to your live chat in a second. We want to keep our best players, but we also understand players have their own wishes and we listen to their views. As explained to Alex and his reps, we must always take into consideration the best interests of Newcastle, the team, and our supporters in all decisions, and we have made it clear that the conditions of a sale this summer have not transpired. We do not foresee these conditions being met,
Mm-hmm.
i.e., you are not going anywhere,
Yep.
you are staying. It's in the best interest of Newcastle. Is it a risky game? I'm going to play devil's advocate because I have to do that. Is it a risky game now keeping a player who is really unhappy?
It is, but at the same time, it's also very risky if we just concede defeat to any time someone wants to leave our club. Like I said before, I think Gordon wanted to leave our club. Let's face it, he wanted to go back to his hometown club, which is fair enough. Liverpool, he's got more of a pull to go to Liverpool than Isak does. But end of the day, he stayed another season, played with us, and he was getting flipping interviewed last week because he's our current striker right now. So there's ways in which of going about it. So is it risky? Of course it's risky because again, he's going to disrupt the harmony of the club. But if we do what we say we're going to do and park him in the reserves, or I think someone even said it about mediation, that might be a thing to do, then so be it. But we're not going to get mugged off in a situation. We're not going to get bullied into having a player tell us what to do and say that I think it's for the best that we sell him and all the rest of it. No, we'll sell you when we're ready to sell you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not when you want to go. Do you know what I mean, Alex? This is, like I said, this is not Isak FC. This is Newcastle United FC. This club was here before you, and I'll be here after you. So again, make your mind up. You either want to play, we'll offer you another contract. We might even put in the clause. In fact, we probably will put in the clause in that contract, so you can have your 200k. We can negotiate, but at the same time, you're not going to dictate to us how we run our club because this is Newcastle United, not Isak United. Understand?
Yeah, and that last sentence, this is a proud football club with proud traditions and we strive to retain our family feel. That last sentence is still opening the door for him.
Of course,
Alex
I said
remains,
that.
Alex remains part of the family and will be welcomed back when he is ready
Look,
to be joined.
I knew we were going to do that anyway. Like we're still, like I said about that 5%. Remember I said about 5%, and you said nah, nah, nah. But look, we're not going to cast our nose off to spite our face. He's still a quality player nonetheless. He's a bit of a snake, bit of a dickhead, but again, he's still a quality player. And Saturday was very telling that we needed that dickhead to put the ball in the back of the net. So again, if he becomes available, his 5 strains all right. He doesn't fancy a trip to Spain. If we play him, he'll bag. So again, if he wants to make himself available, of course we're going to put him in because we need to win games. Do you know what I mean? Regardless of all this. But if you want to keep carrying on like this, go and cry in the corner. That's what I was going to say.
Drop us a like if you're watching live, wherever you are across the world, next door. Hello, neighbour. If
Boy,
you,
love that Pab. Put what Pab said on screen. This is the stuff that I've been saying.
there
This
you
is
go.
what I've been saying, Pab. Coutinho went for 100 million 7 years ago, and Scousers say 110 million is more than enough for Isak. Come on, make it make sense. Pab, you're speaking my language, bro. You know
Not
what I mean?
applying anything from a lot of that statement, but the club it sounds like it's Eddie's words. Nah, I think the club had to respond to this pretty
Had
quick.
to, had to. Damien, I'm guessing you're a Liverpool fan. Hypocrites criticising Isak while encouraging Wissa. No, we're not. If you've listened to what we've been saying, I've definitely not been encouraging Wissa.
I've said that last few days. I don't
You
agree
said
with what
that as
this has
well.
said.
I don't really like it. I don't like the fact that we're potentially swapping one crybaby for another, even if he does want to come to us. I don't like that. I like my club harmonious on the same hymn sheet. Was it what they say in the statement? Like a family. So I don't know where you're coming with that whole hypocrite nonsense because I don't like that.
Yeah, and obviously Messi, great comment. I've just seen it go off screen there. Messi was crying to stay at Barcelona. The other way around, and Barcelona had to sell him because of the whole financial fair play and that he was in tears. So that was the other way around.
Oh, shout out Tom B. Tom B's talking sense as well. The Copite set the market by buying a midfielder from Bundesliga for over 100 million. Therefore, Isak is easy 150 million. See, I like common sense. I see things black and white like my team. That makes sense. You've set the market value at what 120 for Vissa, not for Vissa, sorry, for Verts. So why would Isak, the goal scorer that's been playing in the same league as you, the one that scored the winning goal to win the Carabao Cup, be less than him? That makes no sense. I like logical people. Shout out Tom B.
Shout out to Joe, who's done a quick response to that earlier this evening because I was oblivious to it, as I was saying, driving back from Bolden. So big shout out to Joe. He's in the chat as well,
Yeah, Ken Jam, my boy. Go on.
and he's also give you a bit of love just before I seen as well. Ches goes on to say Newcastle fan likes what Vissett is doing, but these fans aren't there to debate honestly. They're here to annoy and troll. Of course, yeah, it's the same ones
Yeah,
in our live the other day.
let him do it, Ches. But at the end of the day, mate, we're talking logically as fans, as you know, as football fans, as Newcastle fans, we're talking here logically. We don't like what this is doing. We don't like what Isak's doing. But essentially, we're here for the benefit of our club. Like we said, we've both, between me and Lee, we've been supporting this club for probably longer than a lot of these guys in the chat combined together. So we've seen these players come into our club. We want the best for our club. Now, as it stands, Isak is the best striker in the league, in the Premier League so far. So we want him to stay at our club ultimately. But if you're gonna go like this, we're not gonna here to disrupt the harmony of the squad because we've got a
See,
fantastic squad.
because this doesn't happen very often. Let's be honest.
Hmm.
Do other people get dragged into the PFA or contractual? Where does he stand? What he can and can't do? Because obviously we're not going to be that too clued up. And can he? Obviously he's contracted, but
But what can he? What can he do? What
I don't
what
know
can he?
what can he do.
That's what I'm saying. We've gone about it the
Like
right way.
let's just say we're Alexander Isak, right?
Yeah.
What can we do to get out of this club? What can we do from
Put
this?
a transfer request in.
So
That's
then
that's all he's left with to do. Put a transfer request in.
the club might say, well, no.
Yeah, we accept
Oh,
saying he can put a transfer request in. We have the right to reject it, and then that's it. That's where it's basically left. He can keep doing the whole broken promises and the rest of it. So what, man? You're
well,
still getting paid.
now that
We've not defunct on any payments, from what I understand. So you're still getting paid because that would be something that the PFA would have to step in because if we was having financial troubles, then that would be something to say. We've not treated him in any
laws,
yeah, and all the rest of it like that. We've not said anything negative about him online. You've seen all the statements that we've come out with, from Eddie Howe to what the club has said. We've done it very professional. We've not done the whole tit for tat or sent indirect messages like certain clubs. So we've done it very professional. So he hasn't really got a leg to stand on. The only thing he's probably been advised to do is be a bit, be a bit disruptive. Just make your feelings known by his agent, but at the same time, you're doing yourself a disservice here because not only you're looking bad for our club and our fans, but essentially some Liverpool fans are actually clued up and think to myself, hold on, if this guy's doing that over there, he's going to do that to us as well. So he's not
I
really
agree.
doing
I think
something.
especially people from the area of Liverpool, especially match going fans, people who knows their club inside out. Not
Mm.
this new generation of fans who are online and never seen a game, and I'm surprised we haven't had the one trophy in 70 years thrown at tonight, but we've seen that one.
Oh.
But hold on, wait a minute, let me finish. We've seen that one trophy in person. We can win 30 trophies, 40 trophies. You haven't seen any. We've seen that one trophy.
Mm.
So what happens next?
What happens next for me? If I'm in charge, I'm going to ask him one more time if we can mediate and sort this out. Is there a way to get you back into the team? Because you're definitely not going. We've made that
Or
very
even
clear.
training? Could that be like bring him in? You're
Yeah,
not going to play Liverpool,
yeah,
but we'll bring you in.
yeah. If not, then welcome to the reserves. That's Harrison Ashby over there. That is Lewis Miley's brother over there.
He's
I
left.
mean, do you know what I mean? Like that's where you're going to be living for the next foreseeable. And then for our first team, then we just need to sign Vissa, and then we need to get someone in temporarily to see us through to at least January. So it might even be a Vardy. I know we joked about it earlier, but with what, just over a week to go, it's not looking very likely that we're going to get one striker, let alone two strikers. So I've got to be realistic about things. So that's where we're at right now for me. I don't know about for you.
It's interesting in what happens next, isn't it? It's a case of the club have put that statement out. I think they won't say anything else. I just hope, as I said to you earlier, I just hope Eddie Howe isn't throwing it in the Wolves on Friday, because I think he will be. Because the whole press conference is going to be about Alexander Isak. I think it needs
It
to
will
just,
be, but Lee, he'll handle it so
he
professional.
will, but you just know every question.
Of course. Of
And
course.
I think Lee Marshall, who was obviously head of the media, will probably have to brief the journals. One question, that's it. One question
Yeah,
I
it
need.
might be, but Lee, I believe in my gaffer now. I,
Oh, I do. I think you'll handle it well. But
I mean, you'll handle it so elegant. Like you're just like, you know what? We've said what we've said. Here's a statement. I can read it out for you again if you want to. But nothing's changed since then. We've offered Alexander Isak the opportunity to come and play for our club again. We want to resolve things. And the ball is in his court, which it is. The ball is
what
in.
if, again, I've got to play devil's advocate with you. The
Yeah,
club is saying, look, you're not going. Simple as that.
man.
What if Liverpool do come in and meet their valuation? Do the club look at that and think,
Oh, yeah. If he meets
you know
the
what,
valuation,
you
I
can
would.
go, or
Yeah.
you're just not going yet?
No, I would listen.
If not you, the club, what
Yeah,
would you, if you're a club employee,
yeah.
you're right at the top.
Hmm.
150 comes in up front.
Yeah.
You've got a player unhappy. You've already said that he's not going.
Oh, he's gone tomorrow. He's gone tomorrow. I'm driving him down myself.
3
Liverpool's only
minutes.
down the road from Newcastle. I'm driving him down. Alex, I'll drop you off at the service station, mate. Oh, like, where do you want to go? Like, no, you're gone. He's already moved out of his house already. So
Well, he's
150.
playing that. He's putting it on sale. Then he isn't. Then he is. Then he
Oh,
isn't.
he rented it anyway, whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like, I get, look, 150 comes in, you're gone. Regardless if you've got two strikers in or not, I'd rather have Flipping Sula up front and Gordon Waite in the wings. Having that, I know it's not ideal not to have a replacement in. I know that, guys, people listening in the chat, but
Are
what's
you
happened?
worried,
What's
are you
happened
worried
tonight?
that, are you
Get
worried
him
that
out.
if the Liverpool game happens, we'll get past the Liverpool game. That's Monday. I think there's 1 week left after that of the transfer window
Mm.
that we haven't got a replacement for him. Because
Lee,
are we?
Lee, we've been supporting this club for long enough, mate. What does
I'm
this
going to play
situation?
devil's advocate with you.
I know, but what does this situation remind you of? Because I know it reminds me of the Andy Carroll situation. And remember, I
Didn't
feel like
Carroll not want to? Carroll didn't want to go really.
I know, but he went eventually, and we was left with Chef Kikuchi, right? So this is what it reminds you of. So again,
Fucking hell.
those who don't think we're genuine Newcastle fans, we've been through that era. So, and we lost him on the final day. At least we've been given a bit of a run up to the final day of the transfer window. We lost him on the final day and we've replaced him with Chef Kikuchi. So I don't mind it. It's poor, and especially going into a Champions League season, it's very very poor. But at the same time, I don't mind it. Get rid
Yeah,
of him,
that's
get
it.
him gone, and yeah, if he has to rot in the reserves, cool until we get that 150. But it's like Lee, if you offer me the 150 from Liverpool and it's up front, there you go. Thank you very much. I'm
I
dropping
would,
him
I would,
down
I
in
would
the
tell.
reserve.
I think when the news first come out, I was like, nah. I think I want him to stay. I think you can turn his head. But after about a week, and then I think I think I learned in just literally arriving in Singapore that night.
Mm.
And then about a week later, I changed my mind. I've been that way ever since. I just didn't want him at the club. And now the club have said that he's part of it and can he be welcomed back? And possibly I, but I
No,
think
but
I think
they have to say that in the public domain.
I know I think they do, but I
Yeah,
think
they can't say, "Oh, we don't. He's not welcome at our club," and we've
yeah,
we've
power
turned everyone
whatever.
against him.
I
The
think
fans are clued up enough to be making their own mind up. But again, for us as a professional football club, we have to say those things that we're trying to resolve things. The ball's in your court. We have to say all those little buzzwords.
and you
And
know
again,
quite well
yeah,
Monday night, you know what the chants are going to be about.
of course,
Because
of
obviously
course.
it's Liverpool, it's Monday night, it's live on telly, war
Mhm,
flags. We'll have a statement, no doubt. And I think there'll be a few chants about our Swedish striker on Monday night, which will
mhm.
be a cauldron of an atmosphere. I cannot wait for that. That's going to
Yeah.
be, without doubt, it's going to be the best atmosphere all season.
Oh
It,
yeah, sure.
it's going to be absolutely electric. So the thing that I've got is, I'll come to live chat in a minute before we start a wrap up.
Mhm.
Um, if it goes past September and he's still on strike, and we haven't got a class striker, say Vissa joins because he should be joining, or we're then just putting it all on Vissa till January and see if we can resolve the Isak situation. If
I
it
think
hasn't been resolved,
I think it's Vissa and either a loan or a temporarily free striker like a Vardy. Like I know we joked about it, but to see us through to January, which is the next window, we might need a Vardy. Even if we just got him on a 6 month, get us through to then. We've got Vissa. Do what we've got to do, man. Because again, we can't go into a big season like this, Champions League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup to retain potentially, Premier League with one striker and a Sula, the TikTok influencer. Like I can't go into that with that. We can't.
Gordon up top, I know he worked his bollocks off on the weekend,
Mm.
but it's just not the
He,
right.
he's not a striker. You can tell that he's not a striker. He hasn't got the natural instincts to be in
Yeah.
the right place at the right time. There's a ball that was squared across. Isak would have been there to tap it home. Wilson would have been there to tap it home. So, yeah, we can't do that. So, yeah.
Yeah, let's. Chad says can't wait to see what War Flags will do. Of course, I know Ian Hayden, that's a Liverpool fan. Our Swedish striker, which faked an injury. Yeah. It's like pulling a sickie that at work, isn't it? But I'll go party. Can't believe we let Duran slip away to Turkey.
Another one. That's a
Our
good
former
shout.
Aston Villa striker. Yeah, he's gone on loan there, hasn't he?
Yeah,
Having a-
that's another good shout.
Yeah, Craig the Closet Shorty, Tom B. If Isak stays, it'll will be resolved. No doubt, very much he rots in the reserved. It is against his own interest. Do you know? It's just sprung in my mind, and I think you might agree with me on this. Yeah, Van Hooydonk at Forest. Remember
Oh,
that?
well, when he kicked up a fuss,
Remember?
where was he trying to go to again?
So Forest, I think it was their second season, not second season. I think it was his second season. He wanted out. I think he fucked off to Holland for a couple of months or something. But because they didn't have transfer deadline in back then, it opened. Nobody came in for him, and he had no option to come back and play. And then eventually, I think he left at the end of the season. This is similar. I think it was
Well,
late 90s.
I've heard Martin O'Neill say it so many times on Talksport about the Gareth Barry situation at Aston Villa. He wanted to go to Liverpool, and they wanted 10 million for him. Liverpool only bid 8, and then he went to Man. He had to stay that season, and he ended up at Man City the following season for 12 million. So it is possible to then resurrect it and keep him there for another season. But obviously, I don't think Gareth Barry through went the same hurdles that
No, and I think
Alexander
Rooney
Isak has done. Do you know what I mean?
Rooney's talked about that recently on the overlap, and his was just bound. He signed a contract extension. He wasn't running away saying, "I'm not training." He was still with the first team.
Yeah.
Because even Gary Neville said he thought that was it. I'll go back to that live chat because I just Van Hooydonk reminded me of that. Craig, it was so lame. Release Scouse Isaac, Mitro and Tony to come back. Ivan Tony's not. I've seen that thrown around on
I've
loan.
seen that, but again, he's going to want too much though.
On loan though, isn't it? So you're only paying the wages.
Yeah, even the wages though, bloody
Free
hell.
Craig from Newcastle fans TV. That's Craig, our scouts. I've just done anything there. So yes, so just to recap, if you've joined us late as we start a wrap up because it is at just after midnight, we start the show learning that Alexander Isak put a statement out on Instagram because he's been selected in the PFA Team of the Year, saying that Newcastle know my position. There's broken promises. I want out. As we were live, about 45 minutes later, the club then released an official statement
My God.
condemn, condemning it and basically saying he's not for sale. No official spokesman at Newcastle has said that you can do this, do that. He's welcome back into the party, effectively into the squad if he wishes to when Alex is ready. So that's you up to speed. So
Shout
yeah,
out to Craig, our biggest fan, Scouser slash Geordie. I just wanted to
Craig, drop us a like, man. You classic scouts, man.
wait, Craig, get a whip round, get £150 million whip round from the all the Scousers, and he can be yours.
Yeah.
Marty Quinn, inflatable rat in the Gallagher. Yeah, I love to see it. I would love to
Well,
see it.
it'd be interesting. But I am close to someone in War Flags, and I can't reveal on live what the plan is. But it will be spicy.
It's spicy.
What I can say on Monday night.
Dear.
But yeah, enjoy that. We were meant to go live, as I said in the morning. Folks like, let's go live now. Let's go live now. So, thank you very much for all of your interaction. Drop us a like on the video. Let us know if you're watching the rerun of this, because some of you do in the comments as well. And we might go live again tomorrow if further news develops. It's unlikely, but I think it'll be talk of the tune, pardon the pun, everywhere. It'll be all over your Sky Sports, all over your Talk Sport, all over the national media, you name it. It'll be Alexander Isak, which we will get sick of it. Enjoyed that, 40? Well, not enjoyed it, but enjoyed coming live.
No, it was good. It was good to kind of
Vent it off.
vent off. Is needed. Needed. Can't go to bed thinking this Isak prick's got one over on us anyway. So
Yeah, and 40's. I think everyone should push him to do more Toon content because he's humming and hawing about doing
I
some
think I
more.
will do now. I think I need more time to vent, especially around this Isak situation. So if you've subscribed to my channel over the years, or
But you've got two now. So what are they?
hey, well, Roots TV, that's more grassroots based, but I might be coming back as Forward Have Mercy. So if you don't know, get to know, subscribe, and then I'll be pumping out more stuff, especially if I have to talk about Isak more. And I'll see this guy on there as well.
Yeah, the other way. I sent 40 WhatsApp from 7 years ago. We were in Cardiff.
Oh god,
I
I had no hair.
and we sat there playing FIFA in the hotel in Travelodge in Cardiff. That was the 0-0 game when Kennedy missed the penalty and
Oh god, yeah.
Hayden got sent
Kennedy.
off. If you remember, Hayden got loads of stick because I think he just came off the bench, scissored someone, I can't remember that was the same game or the following year. I can't remember, but it was definitely the Kennedy miss. It was red hot, as I remember rightly, because we had to walk along. But yeah, good crack, good crack. But yeah, 40, thank you very much for coming on, pal.
No worries, man. Shit, don't worry. I'm not going anywhere, mate. I'm just gonna be everywhere. Just he said, stay here, 40. But I will. I'll
Yeah,
be back. I'll be back. Don't you worry.
right. And if you listen on audio, 5 stars as well. That'd be lovely. Thank you very much, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your night. Take care.